with the food in the end, because we got some real good food in the end. So hopefully that food will help things kind of go over. All right. And so tonight, I'm going to just introduce our panel. We have a smaller panel tonight, but I still think we have an effective panel tonight. And so with our panel tonight, I'll go ahead and do Hershey first. He's doing a little work right now. Let's thank God for Brother Hershey Hall. Let's also thank God for our specialist, Elder Reginald Valentine. Reggie for short. Thank God for Sister Regina, right here with the cap on. And then to the end, want to thank God for Sister Dominique. Right? And then last but not least, I saved Tremaine for last because she is my new co-host for Real Talk. So I need y'all to make some real noise for Tremaine. Yes. And so she's a new co-host with me, and she does a wonderful job. I thank God for her. She comes up with pretty much everything. So listen, man, before we go any further, we want to first of all just have a word of prayer. And I'm going to ask Elder Reggie if he would just lead us in a word of prayer.
Lord, our great God, we give you thanks for this day, God. We thank you for this fellowship. We thank you for this purpose, God. We just ask you and welcome you in this environment. Now, Father, let everybody be free. Let us walk out of this place just totally enlightened by what you will for our lives. We just thank you for every participant and those that are watching. In Jesus' name we praise. Amen.
Amen. All right, so listen, we got some really good questions tonight. All right, and y'all know me. I love for y'all to be interactive with us, so make sure that you just tell us what's on your heart. I'll make sure I echo this midways through. We want to make sure that as you share that you're just mindful of the time. You want to try to keep it between a minute or two. That way we're not stuck all day with one person sharing. All right, but still, please feel free, raise your hand, and we have young Vasco right here that'll bring you the microphone and let you give your input. Now remember, I don't care how crazy your input is. I want you to give your input. All right, Tremaine, you got anything you want to say? This is your second one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you want to say?
No, let's get started.
You ready? Okay. And our topic tonight is
single life versus married life.
All right, single life versus married life. This is a good topic because you got some married folk that wish they were single. Not me.
They can't say that though.
Not me. Let me say that now. I'm on live.
Yeah, we live. So they can't
not
say
me, y'all. Not me. But some people. I don't know who those people are, Rich.
Yeah.
But it ain't me though.
It ain't me. Yeah.
Starting off messy, Gina. So we have some wonderful questions. So you want to kick us off with the questions first?
It's the Jaguar shirt.
You say what?
I said it's the Jaguar.
It here. It's the jersey. Huh?
You want to play the video first?
You know what? Let's do the video first. We want y'all to just listen. We weren't able to put it on the screen here. And so just listen to the video first, and this will kind of kick us off.
It's a perfect time to get married because you are and you should always in a state. Let me tell you this. There is no such thing as a perfect time to get married because you are and frankly should always be in a constant state of building. You should always be in a state of transition, always be in a state of change, growth, and learning. If you feel like, let me get myself together, then I'll get married, that's never going to happen. Frankly, it shouldn't happen. Right. Typically, by the time people feel like, now I'm ready, they're in a state of decline. So I would say, don't let that be the hindrance. Don't let that be the hindrance. You gotta be scared. You want to build with somebody. You want to learn. Here's the thing. Marriage is the process of two becoming one. What that means is if you think you got it all figured out, your spouse is going to work some stuff out of you that you thought you figured out. Right. So you need to be. So listen, we're going to start it over. She done found the tricks to this thing. Start it over for me, please. This is who I am. Take it or leave it.
And hers, let's stop this one because I think hers may be coming through pretty strong. Somebody's on coming through strong. So if it's yours, we'll go with yours. Let's cut that off.
Okay. All right.
Let's try yours first, Tremaine.
Let me tell you this. There is no such thing as a perfect time to get married because you are and frankly should always be in a constant state of building. You should always be in a state of transition, always be in a state of change, growth, and learning. If you feel like, let me get myself together, then I'll get married, that's never going to happen. Frankly, it shouldn't happen. Typically, by the time people feel like, now I'm ready, they're in a state of decline. So I I would say don't let that be the hindrance. Don't let that be the hindrance.
You gotta be scared.
You want to build with somebody. You want to learn. Here's the thing. Marriage is the process of two becoming one. What that means is if you think you got it all figured out, your spouse is going to work some stuff out of you that you thought you figured out.
Right.
So you need to be ready to accept that. Don't go into the marriage thinking, this is who I am, take it or leave it. This is who I am today.
Right.
But I am willing to build with you and become something else.
I'm there.
Okay. All right, cool. Let me tell you.
All right, so hopefully you all were able to hear that video, and so that'll be our starting point before we get to the questions we have. So my question to the audience, remember, anybody can jump in. She said that there is no perfect time to get married. How many of you agree with that statement? All right, and now I need some of you to tell me, why do you agree with that statement? Vasco, get ready, please raise your hands. Tell me, why do you agree with that statement? Because I saw like 6 hands go up, so there we go. All right.
No, I would say that it's true because, like she said, we're constantly growing. We constantly learn things about ourselves and each other, and maybe like down the road, you find a better way how to work something out, a better way how to communicate. So I feel like it's a progression, but there also should be like a strong foundation first.
Okay. All right, good answer. Hirsch, you raised your hand too, right? You agree with that there's no perfect time to get married.
Right.
Tell me why.
Well, because it's kind of like when you say, "Oh, I'm gonna get when I get right, then I'm gonna come to church." It ain't really no good time. I mean, it ain't no. Yes, you should have your things in line. You want to have your things in line, but how life goes, you never know how it's gonna go. If you got somebody there going with you and y'all together, y'all doing everything else, why not get married?
All right. Anybody else want to chime in on that? And panel, y'all are free to chime in as well.
I say this cautiously. I don't think you should have you should not have a punch list and looking to hit the tick marks before you get married. However, you should not approach marriage broken.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, ladies.
Am I on?
No, yeah, that was a good mute one.
That's a good mute.
I agree. I'm going to fight Hershey one of these days. I also agreed. I just feel like if you're looking to be perfect before you get married, you'll never end up there. Perfection, you always are going to be growing in life, period. So why not grow with your partner? As a male, with your wife, and as a female with your husband, why not grow together? And that's, he stated, make sure you're healed first, do heal from your trauma, your hurt, but why not grow with your love, the love of your life?
I like that. Anyone else? Y'all good? Want to share anything on that?
When I heard the video, oh dang, I'm loud. But when I heard the video, I thought, it was eye-opening to me because I always thought I needed to be perfect together in order to get married. So when I heard it, I was like, that make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think some people may not, they may not share it now. Oh, one hand. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say perfection doesn't exist.
Very good.
And just as you think you're perfect, you're going to be looking for that mate to be perfect, and that's going to be
It's not,
non-existent.
it's right.
So you're going to have to work together.
Everybody's coming to the table with flaws, and I'll be honest with you, man. I've seen some people who, when they thought they were getting married, they thought that the conditions were perfect, and you find out, man, 5 or 10 years in, man, folk will change on you. So you get the, people separating, people divorcing, and things of that nature. And so definitely not a perfect time. And I think, maybe someone watching live, or maybe someone here was of the same mindset as you, that thinking that they had to be perfect. And no, you don't have to be, but you definitely need to be ready, though. Because marriage is something that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yes.
And like what Rez said, you shouldn't want to go into it broken. How many of y'all ever entered into relationships and you were broken when you entered in? Could y'all? All right. And do anybody want to chime in on some of the things that you learned from that? You don't have to now.
With the brokenness?
Yeah, when you start a relationship and you weren't completely healed from what you just came out of, and you jumped into, because the truth is, man, a lot of times when you're broken, you're looking to be comforted.
Right.
And so when this person shows up and you're out of it, you've been broken, you don't really even know if you like them for real.
Right.
Right? They just a fall back. And so it can be dangerous.
And a lot of time they listening to your hurt and they build themselves around that hurt, and they become that person, and they really a facade. So when it really comes out, they be like, look, I don't like to cook I was just doing it because you said your last one didn't like to cook. So it really puts you in the position that now you got to start back over to learn one another.
That's it. Yes, ma'am.
So just from experience, being broken, going into a relationship, you're not giving that person a fair chance. You're taking things out on that person that the last person did upon you, and that's not fair.
It's not fair.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then like you say, you begin to start blaming this person issues from the last thing. And so, our recommendation, man, for those of y'all that are watching live and those of y'all that are here, don't jump from one relationship to another. If you in one, you need to give yourself some time to get yourself together. Now, we know that, hey, man, life things can work out, but it still can be a dangerous thing in most parts. All right? Anybody got else anything they want to share on that? Or y'all are good? Yes, ma'am.
I would also say, I can get turned off. I would also say going into a relationship broken, I end up hurting the other person because I was treating them like that person.
The last one.
Who broke me. It wasn't intentionally, but because I was so hurt and so damaged, I was just honestly, I was just brutal. I was just rude. I was disrespectful. I was just, and I ended up hurting them in the process.
Wow.
So I hopefully I didn't break them. They got out before.
Because that can happen. But you end up breaking somebody else.
You end up breaking somebody else, but I end up hurting them in the process.
How many of y'all been broke by somebody else? You met them trying to help them and I see Kiara waving her hand all the way in the bike. You about to shout back there. And so it's a danger to make sure that you're healed, make sure that you're on that right path. All right, so we want to start jumping into some of these questions here. And Tremaine, I think I'll let you take off from here, and then I'll periodically jump back in. All right.
Okay, so the first one, do you prefer to be single or married?
Ooh. How many of y'all single in here?
That's probably everybody.
Okay. All right. You know what? Where Vasco at? Well, Lil Vasco, I'm sorry. Right. Take Slim the microphone. You got to take Slim the mic. That's what I call him, y'all. I call him Slim. I got Slim, you got to talk. Okay, Slim. Now I know. Of course, I know a little bit about your backdrop, right? Right. So I'm gonna ask you: do you prefer? All right, and I ain't gonna put your business in the street. If you put it out there, it's gonna be on you. But we on live, not dog. All right. So do you? This is crazy. Do you prefer married or single? Being that you've experienced.
I can't say I prefer marriage because I haven't really got to that point, but I would like to be married one day. I would like to, I grew up in a home that was husband and wife, and it turned out pretty good, but it had its ups and downs. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it was still that comparison that where they worked things out, and they didn't show it. They didn't show us as much of the negativity, but we still could see it because of the person who was in that marriage that was getting their hands put on.
Gotcha.
So that was like,
but you would want to be married.
I would want to be married.
Okay.
But right now I'm in a state of mind of what I don't want. I'm more focused on what I don't want, because we all know what we want. Okay. But when we get in a relationship, we never realize what we don't want. So
keep the microphone, Slim. Don't pass it yet. Don't pass it yet.
So I'm more focused on what I don't want in a relationship or in a marriage.
Now, Slim, you don't have to answer these questions now, but I'm going to ask you. All right, you're a young single man. All right, it's a lot of women out there. You saying you focus on what you don't want. I need to know. Some of these ladies need to know what you don't want, Slim.
When I say what I don't want is what I seen in my past relationships. Okay. The things that provoked me, the things that bothered me, the things that caused me to be a person that I wasn't, of the things that they was doing.
Okay.
You see.
Now I got one more question for you, Slim. Right, and we're gonna move on. I promise you. Right, are you open to dating now? I mean, I ain't trying to put you on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot, Slim.
I mean, I'm dating.
Oh, you already dating?
Yeah, I'm
Make sure you
dating.
put that out there now.
Yeah, I mean, I took a year off.
Okay.
Of dating, then I came back in 2020, and
okay.
During COVID.
All right, so he already got somebody. Okay, I was just putting you out there just in case. I ain't know. I thought he was. I didn't know if he had nobody. Got a lot of possibles, man. I'm trying to hook somebody up in here.
But Pastor, he's supposed to be quarantined, and he out dating.
He dating. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Slim. You had something else you want to say? Or you good?
no.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to answer? If you're single and you like being single, I need you to answer. Ooh. Come, there it is, sis. I got. Oh, stop right there first. Stop right there, Vasco. Right there. Yes, sir. Right there, Vasco. Right there.
I would say right now I like the fact of being single because I get to know what I want in a relationship and what I don't want in a relationship, and I get to enjoy me right now. Like I can just go out and just do what I want to do. When I say do what I want to do, I mean like, oh, I want to go out of the country. I don't have to worry about asking nobody, hey, do you want to come with me? Or like,
right.
these dates are good. I can just book the trip and just go.
I love it.
Or if I say I want to go to like Painting with a Twist, I can just book that and go. I don't have to worry about having anybody to come with me.
Yes.
So just knowing to like go through life, like it's okay just to take care of yourself before you want to take care of somebody else.
I love that point. All right, that's a really good point. And I think that's what we are. You know, because sometimes you can want to be married so bad, but there's a conflict because you still want to enjoy your single life.
Yes.
And so you mess around to get hooked up with someone talking marriage and you're not over wanting to be single. Don't look like that, Hurst.
I'm waiting. I'm letting everybody talk. Then I'm going to get in there.
Yeah, hold on.
Because some of them ain't telling the truth.
Some of them ain't telling the truth.
I'm going to call them out in a minute.
Okay, all right. But I'll say this, though. I do think that and it's male or female, you just got to know where you are. And sometimes, guess what? I mean, marriage is something that you could want, but you got to be honest with yourself. Am I ready to be married now? Am I ready to answer to someone? Am I ready to have to call in and check in or them check on me? Sometimes you're just not at that place. And so you got to be honest with yourself. I saw your hand, sis.
So I enjoy being single because I'm about to go to medical school.
Very good.
And so, thank you. And one thing that I realize is knowing how much time I have to dedicate towards school, that I wouldn't want to have someone else trying to say, hey, let's hang out, or, you know, why haven't you called me, or why you're studying so much. So for me, that's my focus, school, so I wouldn't want to bring someone else in that's trying to start getting married and starting a family and all of those things, which that was my first marriage because I've been married before. So that's another thing. I've been single for about 2 years, and so I want to, when you have been married and you're looking to get remarried, it's certain things that you are specifically looking for outside of me wanting to go to school. And so that's another thing where I'm like, okay, well, this happened in the first marriage. Let me make sure that I'm ready. I already know what to look for as well. So.
And I want to say this because you said something I thought was very important. There's a difference in being ready and being perfect, the perfect time.
Yes.
You know, so when we say it's a perfect time, there's no perfect time to get married. We're not saying you shouldn't be ready. You should still be ready. And I love the fact that you're taking this time for yourself to follow your career, to follow, your heart. And then guess what? I'm not going to bring anybody into this because I know I probably can't give you what you're looking for in a relationship. You got to keep it 100 with yourself.
Yes, yes.
You got people signing up and you ain't got what it takes to keep their interest. And that's when stuff get crazy, man. You get people following you to work and stuff. And they parked outside and stuff. I think that's his car. That is his car. I can't talk like I want to.
But you see who was laughing. You heard the women laughing.
Yeah, I heard her.
Because they knew.
They
done did this.
They done did it before. Somebody done did it before.
Yeah, they done did it before. I ain't pointing no finger. Look at that one over there. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to point a finger. She done been there before.
Okay, so anybody else want to chime in on this married? Whether you prefer to be married, whether you like being single. Anybody else before we slide? Y'all good? All right. You ready?
Get your option in there, man.
Panel, y'all want to chime in? She want to chime in.
Dominique says.
Dominique, do you enjoy single life?
Yes, I do.
And tell me why.
Okay, I didn't want to speak on this, but anyway, so currently I would say that I enjoy it, kind of like what Slim said, since that's what you're calling him. I think I do have a desire to be married, but I know that right now I'm not ready for that. So I'm enjoying just, in a sense, I feel like if I would have done the things that I'm doing now in a relationship, I would have been very selfish. So in my singleness, I'm just prioritizing myself, and after being in somewhat of a long-term relationship, it's very refreshing. So I appreciate the space that I'm in currently.
Very cool. Long-term relationship. Good to be by yourself. Reg, I got a question for you though.
Uh-oh.
It's right off the
Give me
cuff.
a seatbelt on.
Yeah, because this ain't even on the paper. What do you do if you're married, but you're fighting wanting to be single? Yeah, you married, you got somebody to the house, but something in you, I don't want to say you're for the streets.
Yes.
But you want to live your life.
So I don't know what that's like. I'm enjoying the married life. So let me put that out there.
You gotta help the people,
Let's get that out there. Put that on the record. Record it.
Where Wanda at? I know Wanda here somewhere.
Still frame it.
Yes, you go.
That question was really for Hershey.
Yeah, Hershey been married before.
But I want to peel the onion back first. So we're making a comparison, single life and married life. And the question to me is, what do you do if you want to be married? First, let's deal with this. How many people who declare single truly live in a single life? Yeah, if you are having intercourse, enjoying the things of marriage, if you got a sugar daddy enjoying the things of marriage, how can you declare you single? So then you want to compare that to somebody who committed to one. Now let's ask the question Bachelor asked me. What do you do with somebody who are married but want to be single? Then why did you lie to God and her, saying that you said, when you say I do to her, you say I don't to nobody else?
Gotcha.
So why did you perpetuate a lie? So now you need to address the lie that's in you. I put on the facade. I wanted to be in union with this person. Now I don't. What drove that commitment to sever it?
And now I got another question for you. And I know you want to jump in because you said something. I know he didn't agree with it. So we're going to let y'all fight right here at Real Talk.
Okay.
But my question to you is though, let's say a person did get married and then they're battling that desire to live the single life. They want to be married, right? Well, they're in a marriage. But they're fighting, wanting to live their life. How is it possible for them to find their way back to their mate?
I would say,
and possible is, I know all things are possible, but help us with.
I'm not going to be the super spiritual thing at this moment. Yes, they can get back, but they have to be honest with themselves. Why I want to be single? Is it because I'm in violence? Is it rape? When they misabuse the Bible, they defrauded me. Am I being raped? Am I being gaslighted? A different reality. When you realize I want to be single to survive because this is toxic, or am I being selfish because I'm caught up in what's outside? I perceive the grass is greener. You got to do an internal search, and then out of that place is your road out.
I like that.
Or road to healing or road out.
Because sometimes that inviting to that single life could be problems. The marriage is toxic.
Yes.
Maybe things are not being met. And then the other side is it could be selfish.
It could be selfish.
Which is the opposite of what marriage is.
Marriage is. And Pastor, is the risk. Okay. So you're not happy in the marriage and you're selfish. You're going to take that unhappiness out there.
Yeah.
Even in a single life, and you're going to go find some temporary pursuit. I guarantee you're going to feel worse than you did when you was in the
Say that again, Reginald.
You will feel worse and be worse than you were when you was in the marriage.
Okay. Ladies, anybody want to chime in on this while we're here? Yes. Oh, Vasco want to chime in too. All right. Go ahead. Her first. You first, sis.
Just to piggyback off what he was saying, I actually prefer to be married. I've been married before, and the single life is just not for me. But with what I've experienced before and coming into something broken, I did everything that what you described. I did that. So I'm on my healing journey, but I know the single life is not for me because I like to be able to do the things that God said that the marriage married people supposed to do.
Yes, ma'am.
So even with what you were talking about last night, Pastor, like, you know what your weaknesses are. You know,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that's my desire is to be married. I feel like I can do better because I'm in that commitment, and I'm pleasing God with doing what I'm supposed to do, and I just prefer to be a wife,
married.
and be married. That single life, it is a lot, but I feel like God has put me in that place so that I can learn, because a lot of times us as women, we choose off of emotions. We get into these committed relationships and marriages, and we feel that we have to change because we have a perception of what we think a wife should be doing other than outside of what the scripture tells us, which is very simple. So with that being said, I can be a wife, and if I want to go and do a painting thing, because I like doing that, I don't feel like it should have to be like, oh, I have to ask my husband for permission. We're both adults. We're both one whole healed people, but
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
a way that a wife and a husband and a wife is supposed to respect and present
Each other.
things to each other. So I prefer the marriage life. The single life is a struggle for me, but it's teaching me to keep the faith. It's teaching me as well.
I love what you said. And take the mic to your dad real quick, because we got to get to some other questions. I want to say this very quickly. You can learn everything in any season, right? So when you're talking about, hey, I'm in this season, because sometimes life puts you in seasons that you just really don't want to be in. It puts you in seasons that you really didn't ask for, right? You can't go to God and say, listen, I picked this season, that. No, he's just going to just send you through some seasons. Or life will send you through some seasons, because everything ain't God. And everything ain't the devil. Some stuff just life. But one thing we can hold on to is that you can learn something from every season. So this is for everybody here, everybody watching online, and this is an internal question. Are you learning from the season that you're in? You gotta be able to learn from that season. Let's go fast.
Let me just say for the record, like Elder Reggie, I love all 33 years of my marriage.
Yes, sir.
Get that out
Baby,
there.
you looking?
Let's go. You gotta give it up.
But look, I love being married, but I love being single as well. If you have a successful single life, you can have a successful marriage. Because categorically, what some people think that they need to do as a single person is to get married to keep from burning in the flesh. But if you're burning in the flesh, marriage is not the answer to that.
And Bass, do me a favor, because we got some young ears. Clarify the burning in the flesh.
If you having sex.
Okay, there you go.
So God graced me to have a successful single life. But it's a whole lot more to marriage than just sex.
Whole lot more.
And so what get people in trouble sometimes is they have that appetite, they get married, they satisfy the appetite, and now you stuck in a relationship that you didn't really want to be in.
Say that for me again, Vasco. That was a little deeper than what I was ready for. Say that for me one more time, bro.
Yeah, you get married because you have an appetite. You get married and you satisfy the appetite.
Yes, sir.
Now you're in a relationship that you didn't really want to be in. You just wanted to satisfy your appetite.
Wow.
And now you stuck.
Wow.
And so the answer to
That's heavy,
your
that
problem is not marriage.
That's heavy.
That's super.
So you satisfied the appetite and didn't want the relationship.
Yeah.
Boy, if you single, you better listen.
And sometimes that's camouflage till you get down the road, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and say, this ain't really what I wanted.
Jesus, boy.
But you stuck. You're in there. Something else that you ask about being in a marriage and wanting to live the single life, and I don't know how we're going to categorize that, but sometimes within a marriage, you got to learn how to have, although you're one, you got to learn how to have individuality. You got to learn how to have a freedom in a marriage.
True.
Because some people feel so boxed in that they can't do nothing, they can't go nowhere, they can't talk to nobody on the phone, they can't go to nothing. You stuck.
Yes, sir.
And that's because of a number of different things that time where they will permit to go into those kind of things. But you got to have within your marriage a freedom.
Love it, Bass. All
and
right.
then you got to respect the freedom when you have the freedom. Don't
That's
use
right.
it for an opportunity for your flesh.
I like that. And Vaz, I'll say this last thing, man. I think it's very good, even if you're living a single life, because you could be, pleasing that appetite and starting relationships, and you know there's no potential in it. It's crazy. You can have good sex with a person and that person not be a good partner for you.
Amen.
Amen. Walls. I thought I was preaching.
Amen.
Yes.
I thought I was preaching.
You
You know what? Don't he talking about, oh, you preaching. God say
you
this.
know what?
Go ahead, Hurst.
It's also until I'm just speaking as a man. Until a man say, "This is the one," and I'm gonna turn everything and everybody away for this one. I don't care what you put it. I don't care what you say, how you say it. He ain't ready, because he got to say, "This is the one that I want, and I'm willing to give up every chick out here that I'm looking at. I'll see them, but this is where I know I'm going home." Once you get that mindset, then you know you're there.
And I'm gonna say this real quick, and then Tremaine, you got to jump in here and save me, all right? Because we just talking. I thought it was very good though. Ladies, listen. And I'm saying to the ladies because I think it's more so from the woman's side than the male side. A man will treat you like you his old lady. He gonna take you out like you his old lady. He definitely gonna have sex with you like you his old lady.
Yeah.
But if he don't tell you his old lady out of his mouth, trust me, you are just a friend with benefits.
Yes.
Nothing more, nothing less. I was talking to a young lady and she was telling me, and the way she was talking, I could tell she was on that relationship vibe. I say, he called you what? He said, we just real good friends and we do this and I'm about to do this. And I kept saying, he called you what? He just say, we real good. I say, daughter, listen. You are nothing but a friend until he tell you otherwise. Because what happens is when he finds somebody else and he go to talking to somebody else, now you go to crying, and the first thing a man gonna say is, I never told you that you was my woman.
Can we address the fact that that's not a friend? If that's what he's like, that's not a friend. If you could treat somebody like that, I just feel like that's not a friend.
I'll say this, daughter.
Different type friends.
I'll tell you this, maybe for a female it isn't. For a man who doesn't have to necessarily be emotionally connected with you to sleep with you, men are literally, y'all forgive me fellas.
Because I'm about to come at you. These women just as bad now.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying the definition of what a true friend is, that's not a friend, because you know that that's going to hurt that person. You're not caring for them. So I feel like that makes them less than a man. That's
I can agree.
But Pastor, I think they're missing the position that you just you revealed. In his mind, he means you no harm. He means you the best for you. He is treating you like
hear this.
Yeah, he's
in his mind.
In his mind, he means you no harm. He means the best for you, but he's not going to commit to you.
That's why he look at you crazy when you start acting out.
Yes.
God, I ain't never told you we were together. What's wrong with you? You trying to figure out, you done broke me. Like, how did I break you? I told you we was just friends.
Yes.
And but then a lot of time women jump into that relationship. You don't even know they in a relationship. We just done went out. Hung out for a little while, and next thing you know,
you her man.
You boo.
She done told her friends, I got a man.
Yeah. One day, let me tell you, talk to my mama. I don't even know your mama. What I need to talk to your mama for? I'm just saying. So you need to set them boundaries, and then you need to find out who the person is. If they're about you, trust me, they will be there with you.
Yes,
if you a friend, they're gonna treat you as such.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies, believe none of what he say and all of what he do. And, of course, that can go both ways.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Trust me, a man, as long as you lay down, a man will lay down with you.
Now, Pastor, I want to add just one little
Come on, add in, Red.
And he must confess that he's your woman, you his man, vice versa. That commitment must be done public, not in the bedroom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he can say
that's a whole nother sermon, right?
So there's a difference between a compliment and flattery. Flattery is done in secret. Compliment can be said public.
I love it, Reggie.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You heard him, Hirsch.
Wait a minute. Because I needed some clarification of this here. Because publicly, like what?
Such as I said to you, man, I think you're an awesome preacher. But you never hear me confess that before the congregation.
That hurt my feelings.
That's a flattery to.
It was just flattery. As a person.
It's flattery. But if I never say it on the microphone in front of people, I never gave you a compliment.
You never gave me a compliment.
So I'm gaslighting you, telling how wonderful because I'm trying to beat you out of something.
Okay.
But I will never make that confession publicly because I don't want nobody to know that I feel that way about it.
Because see, the women's want you to put it all on the book and on social media.
Not every woman. You got some pimps out there now.
Hold on. I got somebody over here.
You got some female pimps out there now.
I know some of y'all, are pimps, and y'all do y'all thing. I ain't pointing at nobody, but I'm just saying, some women, I ain't gonna say because I can't say all guys. So say some of them want you to put them out there so they can say this is my man, blase, all out there. So that's why I'm saying I was trying to see, was he talking about social media? Was he trying to announce it in the pulpit? Or what? I don't know what he trying to do.
The word public.
Publicly.
Yeah, to make known to
so
everybody.
me walking down the road with her hand, that ain't good enough.
Not if I'm in St. Augustine at dark.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey,
it's at night. Ain't nobody else.
It was the moonlight. God see everything. So that's who I need to talk to. I need to talk to God. I don't need to talk to anybody.
Listen, y'all. We got a few more questions because we've kind of been talking. I think it's definitely been good, helpful talk. And so we definitely won't get into all the questions. So I'm letting Tremaine just pick something out to kind of help us out here, get us out of here, Tremaine.
Okay, so along the same topic, how do you know when you're ready to be in a relationship?
Ooh.
Like, how do you feel when you feel like you're ready?
And remember, y'all, the panel can answer, and there's some of you out there, you may have something you want to say as it pertains to knowing.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
How do you know when you're ready? I feel like you can't know that you're ready until you're single. Like, if you could live a successful single life, back to what my goddad was saying, then that's how I feel like you know you're ready. Because I think it's bad because I was talking to my sister today about something. We were talking about this particular person, and she was married, and then she was in a new relationship in like a week after she got divorced, and then that didn't work, and then she was in another relationship. But I said, when you can learn to be single, then I feel like you're ready for a relationship.
I understand your point now. A solid one at that.
Yes,
ma'am. I see your hand. Hold on, Hirsch. We're going to let you jump right in. But that was a good point, though.
But I mean that a successful single life, and I was trying to understand what Vasco was talking about. Are we talking about sex? A successful sex? Single life? Because he brought that back to the sex part of it. He came back, and then, but I was trying to figure out what Vasco was trying. Now, hold on, Vas. Don't you get no microphone, because you'll stay all day. We're not going to do that. So, I'm just saying, I was a successful
So you want the definition of what successful single life? I like that. Okay, so we got to work our way to a definition of what we feel a successful single life is.
Vasco will preach all day. Go ahead, Vas.
A successful single life is not just sex, although it's included. It's everything. My walk with the Lord, my purpose in ministry. My purpose in ministry is what led me to my wife.
Say that again, Eagle.
My purpose in ministry is what led me to my wife.
That's where a lot of folk missing it, but we ain't gonna preach tonight. Go ahead.
I ain't trying to sound spiritual about it, but that's true. Pastor Callahan put me in a place where I was, and my wife walked in the door. And when I saw her, I knew that was her. I can't explain how I knew, but I knew it. And I told David, most of y'all don't know who that is, but David and I used to work together in ministry, and I told David that there is my wife right there.
Okay, all right.
Bishop Jones has a saying that you're not ready for it until you know you can live without it. That's a good way to know.
And that's pretty much what you were saying about living a successful single life.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a definition.
What we living without? What we living without?
You name it.
You know, like, I'm coming back to you. Come on, Miss April. We got to get a clear definition.
I'm trying to make sure before I go somewhere.
I feel a successful single life is when you can go do stuff for yourself, be accomplished in your own self, not depending on somebody else. Like take yourself out to dinner, do stuff for yourself, be able to be happy with yourself and not looking for somebody else to be there to be happy.
You know, sometimes people say stuff, it just shakes something, on the inside. Because a lot of people don't know how to be alone, Reggie. And because they don't know how to be alone, they consistently find themselves in relationships that's killing them. And so I would like to say, Hurst, that I believe one of the definitions of being a single and being successfully single is on what she was saying, being able to first of all have some time where you know how to enjoy you. Where I've realized that I don't need a man to survive. I'm not saying that a man isn't necessary, but can I take myself out? Can I enjoy life by myself? Can I take myself to dinner? And I believe that when you get to that place of knowing that I could possibly live without it, then I think that you're ready for it. But I think so many people got to have somebody And I think that opens up the door for you to go through a lot of hurt. You get in, and I don't want to get all deep talking about the sexual soul ties, but you allow yourself to be open to so many people. And it's so crazy because the truth is you don't know how to love yourself. How can you even tell a man how to love you and you don't even know how to love you? Whew. This thing is good tonight. And so learn how to be successful single.
Yes.
And then look for that relationship.
Yes. Pastor, I was counseling somebody and really fast, and I said, why are you making it her responsibility to make you happy?
Wow.
You own that.
Wow.
Yeah. Before you go down the aisle, you own to make yourself happy.
Boy, if you watching live or you in here, that is assignment 101. Can you make yourself happy? And if you ain't happy with you, what make you think I'm going to be happy with you? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sis, I see you ready to give us something.
It's a great topic. So, okay, I'm going to piggyback on a couple things.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am married, but sometimes I feel like I'm single. And I say that because my husband works 2 jobs, sometimes 3. So he's never home. I'm always taking myself out or doing stuff by myself. So I enjoy being married, but I feel like I'm single, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, I guess a lot of men, I'll just say my husband, he don't know how to balance work and his life. He don't know how to balance that. So what do you do in that case? I'm married, happily married, but feel like I'm single.
I got it. Let me get it.
Oh, Lord.
Let me get it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so I have that problem.
Get it.
And that's the first thing I tell people. Look, I work. I got 5, 6 businesses. I'm working. They always say, you don't give me the time. You don't give me this right here. Look, if I'm home looking at you, I ain't making no money. Something gonna come short. So I feel.
No, let him say his opinion, y'all. It's his opinion. Let him say it.
Hold on, I got something out there right now. I'm gonna get them in a minute. Yeah, hold on. I just feel I'm a person that I put everything on a schedule. So, hey, you want to go out? Let's go out Friday night, Saturday night, whatever we're gonna do. But if you trying to work and handle the household and your business, you got to do what you got to do. And you got to work. And then at the same time, she got to be strong enough to be your partner to say, okay, he out there working. He doing what he got to do. He ain't in the street. He out there taking care of business.
So question to you, Hurst, real quick. And Reggie, I'm going to let you jump in. So in your opinion, the wife has to settle for no quality time?
No, she's gaining because she's gaining on both sides.
I said the quality time. I'm just asking now because that's what she's wanting.
He won't. Hey, he might want some quality time too, but he got to go to work.
But see, that's not our issue.
Go ahead.
Because a lot of marriages, and not ours, but a lot of marriages, the man, pay the majority of the bills. Mm-hmm. We're not like that. And from day one, we just paid the bills together. That's just how we are. We work out of one account, and that's just how we work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the issue. That can't be the issue if we're paying bills together. Mm-hmm. So you have to have that balance because I feel like I'm alone. Okay. And when you start feeling alone in a marriage, that's a problem.
I agree.
Okay. So he's working those 2 or 3 jobs. Is he doing that to help the household?
We pay bills together. You're not understanding what
I'm saying? I understand what you're saying.
We go half on the bills.
Y'all real talk about to get real live.
Because you act like that money ain't going into the account. So therefore, the money, he's just doing extra. Is he doing extra? He's putting that money in the account so that y'all can take care of the bills.
Okay, so I'll say it like this. So with him working the 2 jobs, let's hypothetically say, and then Reza, I want you to jump in. And somebody jump in, all right? Anybody can jump in, all right? But listen, so hypothetically speaking, so with him working those jobs, if he was to quit one of the jobs, would you all still be able to maintain your house, your car, and things of that nature?
Yes, and that was, he didn't always work 2 jobs. Mm. And we were, everything, we spent our quality time and did what we had to do. But for some reason, he feel like in his mind, I guess because he worked 2 jobs before when he was on child support. Mm-hmm. You've been off child support for some years, so you don't have to work 2 jobs. But he feel like in his mind he have to work 2 jobs still. And 3. Sometimes fruit. I don't know.
And my next question to you is this, and then Reggie, you can jump in. Are you or the home, are y'all experiencing benefits from this extra job that will make him think, okay, I need to keep working because, you know, we got extra here, or we can do this extra? Or to you, it's not really?
I don't know. I don't see the extra.
You don't see the extra?
I don't, but.
Okay. Because I don't want to get too far there, because some of it may be a private counseling session, but I thank God you brought that up, though. I think that's a good topic with men working. You heard what she said.
Yes, I did. So I want to say, my wife sitting there has been seasons, because I work for the Department of Defense, I had to work. But I had to learn that getting ahead was not material. Getting ahead was building a relationship with my wife. Getting ahead, she changed my frame of thinking. It wasn't a new Mercedes that made her happy. It was time with her husband. So there were seasons where she would have been happy with a Sentra if I was home, versus me working 2 or 3 jobs for the Mercedes. She wanted me more than material things. So I had to learn that. Prioritize her over material things.
I like that. Okay, and so I thought I saw a few hands before I start running my mouth. Yes, ma'am.
He kind of took what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
But he worked, and he works a lot of hours now. But he did work 2 jobs at one point in time. And what we had to do was communicate is the main thing that needed to be done.
Communication.
And then we had to actually pick a day, that this day here, like a Saturday, we don't care what's happening, what's going on, this is our day.
I love it.
We're gonna, if we're just sitting and looking at movies, enjoying the moment of each other, that's what we did. So it grew from that point, but the communication of letting them know, hey, this is going south.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling like I'm alone, you doing this and working all the time, I'm by myself. That ain't good.
Yes, ma'am.
We need this time together, because that's more important than the money.
Very good point. And I saw somebody else's hand. Somebody else wanted to say something. Who hand did I miss?
You got the lady right back here.
Well, Pastor, I want to say this while the mic is
Tina,
traveling.
we got Tina, and we got this lady.
Do me a favor, Vasco. We're coming right here to T. Then we're going to Sister April. Then we're going to Tina. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, T. Before you speak, Red, you want to jump in and say something?
The only thing I would say, my wife just emphasized, it's beautiful to find somebody who you want to date for the rest of your life.
I like that. Okay. All right. Let's go, sis.
I just want
you want to say something too?
I said, because that lady over there was agreeing and shaking her head when she said she going to pick a date, and I said put it on the schedule. She didn't like it when I said put it on the schedule, but when she said pick a date, she was like, ooh, that's right, girl, that's right. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry.
She didn't say
Go
that.
ahead.
She didn't say that.
I was looking at her.
Say that.
I was looking
She
at her.
didn't say
I'm
that.
sitting here
She
looking
didn't
at
say
her.
that.
Oh,
which lady you talking about now?
Them 2 right there.
Oh, right
And
there. Oh, the 2 right
this one
here.
right here that was talking. She was shaking her head, talking about, you right, baby, you right.
Okay, come on, T.
Okay, I was just
Hershey,
saying.
it's about
Come on, T.
delivery, not just what you say. It's about delivery.
Good point, Regina. Come on, T.
Did I lie? That's my thing. Did I lie? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I remember one of my older family members, he did that in his marriage. And he talks about it now where he regrets it, because a lot of the time he didn't get to see his children go to like different practices or different high events or something that took place in their life. He missed it. And so now he's older and he's like, I miss so much because he was always working.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Good point. All right, Sister April and Sister Tina, we got to try to bring it to a close. We might do one more question, okay?
I was just going to tell you, just like the schedule time, like tell him we need to go on dates again. Start dating him again and just have time where y'all spend time together.
Very good point.
Girl.
Right, you got to shakes up now. Can't talk like I want to. You got to shakes up. been going all week. Somebody coming up with something. Can't talk like I want to. Let's go.
Another thing also, just to I'm trying to put this delicately. Just like leave like little notes in his lunchbox or in his car. Just let him know that you're thinking about him. And maybe he'll find it and be like, oh, you know, she's really thinking about me. Like send little notes and stuff like that. Do little things to.
Go.
Say about to tighten up. Okay, we got one more hand over here, and then we're gonna close this question out, or that statement out. I thought it was good.
That sparked a lot of conversation.
Okay, so I understand where you're coming from. As many of you know, my husband is a barber, so his schedule is constantly busy. So at any time, if I felt like I was alone or, you know, whatever, I'm just like, okay, I'm just looking at, you know, the four corners in my house, I would stop him, you know, when I know that he is in the right headspace. Like if he had a bad day at work, I'm not going to come home and be like, hey, listen, da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da, and be rowdy about it. I will wait till it was the perfect time and then be like, okay, hey, I know you work a lot. I do a lot. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. And, you know, we did it before. You know, let's start this again. And I will communicate that to him to let him really know of how I feel and what I'm wanting, because most time we can send signals that men miss. And I can't keep sending signals thinking that he's going to catch it and pick it up because he come home and I got an attitude, or he come home and I don't feel like cooking, and he should just automatically know that I want to be taken out, I want to be wined and dined, I want to be taken here. But then I found out, if he does that for me, why shouldn't I do it for him? So I started thinking about it a different way. And yes, if I want to get, you know, biblical or Christian, I prayed about it. I told God about it, and I was like, okay, look, Lord, I want him to be this, I want him to do this. And I don't feel like I should have to say this. I feel like he should pick up on it. But then I had to realize, okay, if I never tell him, he can't pick up on it if I never tell him, because he's not a mind reader.
Yes.
And I can't expect him to read my mind or read my feelings if I don't say anything. So after, you know, we had a conversation and told him what it was, we know that on Mondays he's off. And I'm like, okay, if you're off on Mondays, we're not scheduling anything. This has to be it. And if we have to do something that's contrary to our schedule now on Mondays, we talk about it. And then I have gone even the extra mile, because I am kind of petty sometimes, and I'm going to admit it. I have actually set up stuff that he could not say no to. But not to be mean or facetious, it's just to say that, hey, I'm trying to get your attention in a different way. So sometimes, yeah, I love Ruth Chris. You can take me out to Capitol Grill. Yes, I love Jay Alexander, but then at the same time, my husband likes the same restaurants. So if I can do it if he can do it on my days off or try to get my attention, I can do the same thing for him. So I know the men don't want to hear this, but for ladies, you can do reverse psychology on your man, and they 9 times out of 10 won't pick it up. So if you reverse psychology and you set it up and be like, hey babe, I made dinner reservations on this day at this time, we gotta go.
You
like
paying?
That. So I like that.
I don't mind paying.
I'm just saying.
I have no problem paying.
Okay, I'm gonna tell John that.
So listen, I want to say this very quickly, y'all, and because we have one more question. We're getting ready to close this thing out because we want to close out at least by 8:30. Some of the things that I wrote down for you, sis, and I'll end with what she echoed, and I think Reggie and some other people echoed, is that communication is definitely key. You want to definitely be prayerful about timing of when you communicate. You seem like you've been married for a little while, so I'm pretty sure that some of the things that we've mentioned, you have probably already tried. That's what I experience in counseling sessions, that a lot of times, you've already tried those things. What I want to encourage you with is don't be weary in well-doing. Continue to till the ground. Continue to be prayerful. Continue to ask God as to when I should speak and communicate at the right time the best that you can. And don't you stop until God tells you to stop. The other thing, as you're expressing it to him, they said some things about scheduling a date. And so you definitely want to try to get with him about trying to get him to commit to scheduling the date. Maybe even do what Tina did, have a date where he's off and just make some reservations, and then now he has to break your heart in order to get out of it. So it's not just, no, I don't want to go. It's like, I got these reservations and you got to go. I'm going to go by myself. Something crazy. All right. I will admit, men, we're not big on hints. So you got to tell us. But, we're definitely going to be praying with you, because it definitely sounds like it's a battle for you. But remember communication, remember trying to schedule things. And last but not least, and a lot of men are not open to this, but see if he'll be open to counseling, and just pray about that, all right? Okay, last question, y'all. And we're going to downshift here just a little bit. We got some good food, and I'm ready to eat something, all right? We have a chef that's cooking tonight. He calls himself a cook. He don't call himself a chef. He's my very own nephew, but the boy can ride. He is a personal chef. So if you have any events and you want your event catered, you can definitely get with him. Now let me shut up. He ain't doing no one-on-ones. Do he come to the house and cook in your kitchen? No, he ain't that kind of cook. You look. I can't talk like I wanna. So yeah, but he'll cook for events and stuff like that. Anyway, last question, y'all. Very candid. We got to get out of here, man. Okay. Pull yours up. Oh, shoot, I missed it. It was something about a male and a female being friends. We was going to pick the same thing. So read it then, since you was going.
Okay, so do you think it's possible for men and women to only be friends?
Yes.
Yes.
Who said no?
Who said no?
Yes.
Well, let's see. Somebody take a microphone. I want to hear this here. I believe it can. My best friend is a girl, so I like that. A lot of people.
Go ahead. Tell me what you said.
She say, she putting you on blast, bro. I don't know what you told her yesterday.
Because we had a discussion about the same thing, and I was saying, that yes, it can happen. But most of the time, a lot of men and women will stay dormant when they got feelings for you, and they will sit back until the opportunity comes.
Sound like you cleaned it up.
It can happen. I was trying to clean it up. But it can happen. I mean, like I told her, it can happen because, my best friend is a girl, so, I'm cool. But most men, if they don't see you like that, they don't see you like that. Now, I ain't finna say they're going to turn you down.
Right.
But most time they don't. If they don't see, they don't see.
Okay. All right. So everybody believes that a male and a.
She don't.
Who said they don't?
So I used to believe that, and I've always wanted. I was actually talking to a friend about that, because one of my homegirls, she has a guy best friend, and I was like, I've always wanted that, but I've always wanted that. I did believe that at first. Me and my uncles would battle about it. They're like, nope, men and women can't be friends. So the reason why I say no is because it just has not worked out for me, because somebody end up always having that dormant feeling towards me, and I can't get like that big brother, little sister vibe, or so at what I desire in my relationship, whenever God blesses that, is that friendship. Because I really feel like if we start off as friends and getting to know each other, and we're being like just open and honest, and you really liking and loving me for who I am. So that's what I actually desire.
Gotcha.
And that's my walk. So whenever that's presented to me, I wanted that to be presented like that friendship, that bond, which pretty much piggybacks off everything that has been said earlier, that continue to date, continue to be that friend in a relationship, and it means a lot.
I can believe
it really does. It means a lot.
That friendship. Okay. And so if she's saying for her experience, it hadn't been worked out well. I do know it's possible as well to have a female friend. I definitely think it just depends on the two individuals, because I think anybody can cross the line. It could be a female that's a friend with a male and she's feeling him, and she can cross the line. So it could be vice versa. So I think it just depends on who you're friends with at the end of the day, and depends on that individual. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, why she go?
Yes. Go ahead, Gina.
I was gonna say I do think that male and female can be friends. I just don't think that friend should be an ex. A lot of people keep their exes as friends.
And then came the Trump card.
That's an ex.
They friends. If they friends,
Yeah.
Okay.
If they friends, what they got to do with the ex?
Boy, this was, you know what?
That's
We
your
asked a good question,
They
but
about
a
to
better question would have been, if you're dating somebody, are you okay with them having a best friend or a good friend of the opposite sex? That would have been a good question.
Yeah.
We done ran out of time, though. Okay, I got your hand, and then Malcolm, I got your hand, son.
I was actually going to ask that question.
Yeah.
That if, because me personally, I don't think that people can be friends, like the opposite sex. I don't think that it's possible. I feel like someone probably isn't saying something for the sake of the friendship. And so my question is for you all, if there is, you get married or you get into a relationship and someone is friends of the opposite sex, do you think that they should become friends with the spouse as well? Because me personally, I don't believe in secret friendships as well, but y'all can just give y'all.
This is. Oh, that was a good question. That was a good. Oh, Slim, Slim got something to say.
My wife.
Y'all, wait a minute. Hold on. Miss Wanda first. Slim, you got to hold on, Slim. We got Miss Wanda first, and then Malcolm, and then we coming to you, Slim. I'm trying to downshift. I've been talking too much. Yes, ma'am.
I'm kind of like on a twofold. I agree that, a male and female can be friends. But when you're married, or if you have been intimate with that person, they can't be your friend. If you are married and you have an opposite sex friend and you got to lie about that friend, or you meet with that friend or whatever and stuff, and you got to lie to your spouse, that's not a friend.
Oh boy, y'all getting heavy tonight. Boy.
Hold
on, Miss Wanda, you talking too fast.
I believe
if you got to lie to them.
If you got to lie.
I got to put that.
Now I believe if they introduce them and say that, hey, this is my friend. But long as they hadn't slept together, you saying if they slept together, then that's the problem. So that's when the problem come in, when they sleep together.
If you didn't say that we've slept together.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm with that. I'm
gonna close this thing out tonight. Hold on, boy. Now y'all want to talk? Everybody here. Man, it's 9 o'clock. We trying to eat. Okay, young Malcolm first, and then we got to come to Slim, and then we got to come back over here to you because I don't think you said nothing all night. Come on, young Malcolm.
But I just want to say I agree with what Regina said. I can't be friends with an ex because my recent when we stopped talking and dealing with each other, she was like, we can still be friends. I was like, nah, I ain't going for it. I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know how people can do it. It's just weird.
The camera ain't on him, is it?
Oh no, the camera.
Okay. We live.
You done called his name, but I ain't gonna say that.
She don't got Facebook, so it don't matter.
Okay, good shape.
But another thing, like what you just said, I think personally, if I'm in a relationship, I think my mate cannot have an opposite sex best friend. That's just me, because I feel like I should be your best friend. I'm your best friend.
But what if it's just a friend and not a best friend?
Okay, if it's a friend, then it's cool, but I just need to know about him. And I also, need to meet him. Ain't, like you say, ain't no secret friends or nothing, because,
okay.
that's weird.
All right. Come to Ronisha first, and then Slim, we coming to you. All right. Oh, all right. We're going to come to Slim, then you. Oh, girl, I forgot about you. You had your hand. I'm sorry. Come on, Ronisha.
I just feel like typically, from experience, I feel like as ladies, we can kind of feel whether that person is a friend or whether, a friend.
A woman's intuition.
Yeah, and then I forgot something else I was going to say, but that basically usually that feeling ends up being correct. Sometimes, every now and then, it's wrong. But for the majority of the time, it's right.
Yeah, it can be off sometimes, but I agree with you. A lot of times.
Y'all off a whole lot.
No, not a whole lot. Of the time. Okay, Vasco, we got to move. Come here. Let's make it quick. We got 2 more hands. I'm trying to get to that Alfredo in the kitchen.
So with me and my ex-husband, we are friends. We co-parent. And even though he has his relationship and I've met, you know, the young lady that he's dating, I sometimes wonder, because I know how y'all men can be, you know, how many men are comfortable with going into something new with a woman that, you know, it's really no drama with, you know. So are you comfortable with my ex-husband coming around, comfortable when he comes to see, you know, his kids, are comfortable if we have to communicate on the phone? And that's something that I'm thinking about, how many guys are okay with dating a woman.
Because that's definitely going to have to be.
Yes.
Yeah. And depending on the man, some men okay with it, some men are not. All right, let's run. Vasco, come on, Vas. Come on, move for me, son. Well, now you walking slow.
Yeah, I think that a male and a female can be friends. I really do think that, because in my past time I had a lot of female friends.
Yes, sir.
And we was tight. I mean, I looked out for them, they looked out for me.
Yes, sir. Same here.
We hung out. One of my friends, they used to stay next door to me, called me big brother, and she passed away, and it hurt me to my heart because we never thought about each other like that. Even just taking it to the next step or whatever. We were just friends. And I just feel like it's all how a person, sometimes certain men and certain females feel like you can't be friends with the opposite sex because how you carry yourself. You can carry yourself in a way to where, they may feel like you too friendly, or you too this, or you too that.
Yeah.
But that's me. Don't let how I act or my ways make you feel unsafe to where, when I go out with or if I'm hanging out with co-workers, or if I'm just out, don't think that I'm doing anything, or don't take it to the assumption of I'm talking to someone. Don't call my friends, because some people characterize your friends as people you talking to.
Right.
No, this is nobody I'm talking to. This is a friend. When I was down and I ain't held nobody, this person came out of nowhere.
I like that.
I look at this as a blessing. Don't take my blessings away from me when I know I ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
So I feel like, yes, a male and a female can be friends.
I like that. Very well put. I'm going to close it out in a minute. Well, I'm going to let Reggie close it. I'm going to say a few words and let Reggie close this out. It's too much. Pastor can't even close this up, Ray.
So I do agree with a male and female can just be friends. I know I'm young and I'm still learning, but
that's all right.
It's a difference when you actually know that person actually cares for you as a friend and doesn't see you more than that. And I feel like that should be a communication, that should be in communication as well, to actually see, okay, are you like actually here to be genuine with me, or are you here to have me grow feelings and to grow feelings with me to build something else? So I feel like a conversation should occur between the male and female as friends, because if y'all are friends, y'all can talk about anything, and nothing could be said for you to get angry about or anything like that. My second thing, real quick, like I said, I'm still young, I'm learning some stuff. As far as the whole ex thing, I do feel like there can be a point where you can be friends with your ex because you know that person. Personal experience, I had an ex, we broke up, whatever, stuff like that. I can be friends with him because I know he is not what I need in a relationship. He's a good friend, but as far as a relationship, he is not. So I feel like, okay, I know this person, he knows me. I can talk to him about certain things without it going left because he knows my boundaries with him are no longer in that relationship term anymore.
I like that. Okay. So listen, man, very quick. I thought that was pretty good. One thing I'm gathering, this is what I love about Real Talk. You'll see a lot of difference of opinion, right? There is no set blueprint to this stuff, all right? What's wrong, son? We got another one real quick. Okay, let's tell them make it, who that is back there. Got to make it real quick now because we trying to get out of here. Who that is? Hey, Sister Winnell. Come on in, buddy. I'm sorry I called your name on the line.
That's all right.
All right.
I'll make it quick, and I agree with the young lady, and I want y'all to look at it a different perspective because it worked for me. I have 3 best friends that are female, and I have 3 best friends that are male. All of my male best friends, they're married. I have relationships with their wives, but I enjoy my friendships with the men because it gives me a different perspective. It gives me their thoughts from a male's perspective, and then I know all of them. I can talk to them like I would talk to a woman and tell them the things that I'm going through, and they would tell me what I need to do or how things would be from a male perspective. So they helped me with great relationships and they helped me with horrible relationships. But they were the kind of people, and it's going to be depending on you, who you are best friend with, what males you have relationships with. But the ones that are in my life, they have been a blessing to me, and they look out for me as if I was their sister or whatever, but I could talk to them like I talk to my girlfriend, and they will keep everything real with me. And that's what I appreciate as far as that, because yes, I think you can have it, and I've actually had them for at least 20 plus years.
Very
So
good.
it's something that you can do. And if I could just say real quick for the young lady in the front with the husband that works, I used to be married 20 years. My husband used to work all the time. Sometimes he would be out working all night, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, and come back home. One of the things I did was when he came home, not only did I fix dinner, I had a bath for him, waiting for him, rose petals and everything else. So sometimes, even though he may be tired, he may have a lot going on, you can create the ambiance to get his mind on you.
Very good point. All right, very quickly here, man, because we got a downshift. One thing I love about Real Talk is that there's a lot of difference of opinions. All right, the job is you listen, you pray about it, you apply it to your life as such. I will say this: I think in relationships and marriages, people are different, and so every relationship will not look the same. I do believe, just at the core, that a male and a female can be friends. Right? I want to throw that out there first. I also believe that when you are engaged in a relationship, especially as it pertains to marriage or if it's getting serious, then you got to always consider your partner's feelings. If this person, I want y'all to hear me and hear me clearly, if this person is the person that you are deciding to spend the rest of your life with, that opinion has to matter. Right? It has to matter. I'm not saying that you should break off friends that you've had for years. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you that that opinion has to matter. I just believe that if I ever went to my wife and told her that I had a problem with any male in her life, at the end of the day, that male ain't gonna stand a chance against me. That's the way I would want for it to be. I do, and I have seen this. I have seen relationships. I've seen marriages where people have gotten divorced, and they are close friends with their ex-husband, and the current wife or husband is okay with it. So it is still a individual thing. You can meet someone, and they don't have no problem at all with you being friends with your ex and talking on the phone with your ex. And by the same token, you might meet somebody, and that person may have a problem with it. And then you're gonna have to make a decision. Is my friendship with my ex more than me spending the rest of my life with this person that I love? And so those are questions, man, that you have to answer. I believe, as my young sister said, communication is the key, because you want to make sure you communicate these things. And as you communicate these things, last thing I'll say is this: that if you are in a marriage and there is a friendship, that person should always be able to be friends with your other half. I'm not saying they got to be kissing cousins. I'm not trying to say that every time you get on the phone with them, they got to talk to your mate, but your mate should know something about them. Now, once again, every marriage is not the same. My marriage is definitely relaxed. Sometimes when I go into marriage counseling sessions, I don't even put mine up for a template because most people can't handle it. The way me and my wife flow, most people cannot handle it. I'm not going to go through her phone. I'm not going to check her. If she comes home and tell me she got this male on the job she talked to and he done called her and helped her set up her room, I ain't finna go to the job to find him. Right? I'm going to tell her I wasn't trying to move the desk no way. Did he move the desk for you? Yeah. Did he move the cabinet? Yeah. Let him go ahead on and move that cabinet then. Tell him what is Cash App here? I might Cash App him $50. All right? But it's the same vice versa. She doesn't play with who you meet, she don't do that. And so once again, it is definitely two individuals. But remember, if you don't remember anything else, communication is key. And once I find out what my mate's desires are, then I believe that in a marriage, you should. Reg, I don't think I close it out.
I thought you just did.
You thought I
close it
did,
out. I
Reg?
think you just did.
Okay.
Only thing
Anything you wanna share,
I
please?
would like to add the ability to discern the male or female with your relationship. I have this circle, and I want to do it really fast. I got this circle, and this is my circle of influence, and I'm married to Wanda Gale. If anybody, male or female, penetrate that circle of influence, and it has more, and they have more influence than my wife has, I need to push them out.
It's a problem.
It has nothing to do with gender. Now but if let's keep it real. Now, if it's say opposite sex, yeah, she can bring an influence that another guy may not have. But you're crazy if you think another guy can't penetrate, and they say, "Hey, Red, let's go out."
That's right.
And lead me to a place where she, with her guard down, didn't discern that. So be mindful who you bring in your inner circle, the circle of influence. There's a circle of concern, and there's a circle of how people perceive you. But what comes on the inside, male or female, you need to be concerned.
I like that.
And do they have more influence than your partner do? Then you should be the flag up. And if you can live like that, you can be secure in who you are. I can't keep my wife. I cannot keep her. And I'm not really a jealous man, but I can be based on who gained influence over my spouse. So I would caution you that who you bring in, if they're trying to have more influence than what your boo have, you need to get ahead of that and push them back out of that circle.
That's why you the specialist, Reg. It ain't even gender specific. Whoever step in there. All right, let's give Reg another round of applause, y'all. We got him up here. Matter of fact, man, let's give Hershey a round of applause. Didn't he say I don't never give him his props? We're going to give Hershey his props tonight. Somebody in the crowd shook their head. They ain't clap for you, dog, but you ain't here for me. I ain't going to tell her. I ain't going to show up to you. Listen, man, let's give our other panelists a round of applause. Dominique, Regina, and my co-host, Tremaine. Tremaine, you have anything you want to add before we close out?
Nope, I have nothing.
Okay. She comes up with the topics and all the questions, so she's
good.
Just amazing. All right. Listen, we're gonna pray over the food, man. Y'all make sure we got them in to-go boxes for you. All right. If you want to eat here, you can, or you could take it with you. And please, those of you that know how to get in contact with me, let me know what you think about the food, so I can let the chef know. Okay. Father, we thank you for our eyes have seen, what our ears have heard. We thank you for this gathering on tonight. And God, we believe that we have been made the better for it. We thank you for everything that was said, every word that was spoken. Now, God, we pray that you would give us wisdom on what to receive, God, and how to apply it to our lives in the name of Jesus. Some people spoke about different things. And so, God, we pray for every individual in every situation, God, that you give us wisdom and victory in every step that we take. Victory in our marriages, God. Victory even in our single lives in the name of Jesus. And God, we'll be ever so careful to give you praise, honor, and glory. Not only bless the food, God, but bless the hands that prepared it. In Jesus' name, amen.